Hello everybody. It's Natalie again. I just wanted to speak on. I harvested my broccoli, and there was a reason why. The weather in Louisiana is so uh, sporadic. Okay, one day it's like today is nice and bright and shiny, and with this type of weather, these brassicas, which are broccoli, I noticed that the heads that were forming were beginning, they weren't nice and tight like they should be, especially on these 4 plants over here. Okay, forgive me if you can't see well, I'm standing in the shadow. But these 4 plants I used to show you all the time, the ones that I was actually worried about at one point, but then they begin to grow really nice heads. But I noticed that there was some yellow showing. I noticed that they were beginning to separate and they weren't staying nice and tightly coiled together. And that is a sign that they're about to start blossoming, because the broccoli head is basically made up of a bunch of little, look it close so you can see, of little blossoms. They're going to blossom into flowers. And see, even these are kind of yellow. You see that? I was concerned that I was going to lose uh, those heads that had formed. And see, these have a lot of heads on there. Now that the weather's getting warmer, I honestly believe that come the first part of March, we're done with any frost or the cooler temperatures here in South Louisiana. I told you I live in West Baton Rouge. I won't disclose the actual city that I live in, but I'm in West Baton Rouge. You may have heard of East Baton Rouge, or just the city of Baton Rouge. It's the capital of Louisiana. Um, but in this weather, our weather in this area, I am in zone 9A. It's kind of, you can grow vegetables like all year round. The type of weather we have, and it was a short season. This winter season was very short. It got really cold. We had a hard freeze. We had several frosts, but things are they're warming up. Uh, so back to the broccoli. I learned that, what is the ideal time to harvest broccoli? Of course, you want that crown, that broccoli crown, that main head, which was right here on this plant. See, I had to come back and cut at an angle. And that's where that main head, or the crown was. The ideal time to harvest is when it's nice, dark green, and the little buds are tightly compacted. And you want to harvest them. You try to get them as big as you possibly can, but you want to go ahead and harvest that head when it's in that state where it's nice and tight together. But when it begins to separate, and when you begin to see bits of yellow, that means it's about to flower. So if it's in that state, you need to go ahead and harvest it at that time. So that's why I chose to harvest these particular heads over here, because I noticed that they were beginning to separate a little bit, and I saw little bits of yellow. So I'm like, okay, if I want to go ahead, the time is now. If I want to go ahead and harvest, go ahead and do it now. So even though, as you can see, a lot of little offshoots, I hope I'll be able to harvest them. I hope they don't start to blossom and flower. But I still consider this a successful broccoli crop or harvest. I think for my first time growing broccoli, I did a great job. I also harvested one of my cabbages. That was the biggest one. It was the largest one. So I went ahead and I harvested that. Just for the heck of it. It could have gotten bigger. I don't know. So I just wanted to go ahead and harvest one, and it turned out great. I have it inside, and it's in the refrigerator. I'm going to go ahead and cook it pretty soon. Cut it up, cook it. I love cabbage. It is one of my favorite vegetables, my favorite green. Second is collards, and then mustards, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you. The reason why I harvested those broccoli heads is because I thought the optimal time was now, because I was afraid that they were going to start flowering soon. The change in weather is pretty drastic. So just a quick look at my little potatoes. Gold Idaho, red Idaho. I planted mustards right here. Yep, that box I was getting ready. In my other video, I was preparing a box for to plant some seeds. You can sow these directly in the ground right now. Mustard, India, Florida, broadleaf mustard. So, and these are also potatoes, red potatoes. And here, yellow onions. Right. Okay. So I do have some seedlings in the house. I'll go ahead and show you my seedlings real quick. Okay, so I won't put anything on the camera that I don't want to be seen. All right, we're inside the house now. Ta-da! My seedlings. A little grow light, Better Boy hybrid tomatoes, beefsteak tomatoes. I put these seeds in. I sowed them a few days ago. Hadn't been that long. I have peas going. I think you actually could have sowed those outside directly in the soil. These are sweet peppers, Granville mix, so there's a mixture of different colors. And then you have these sweet peppers. You can see that. Oh, they're green, just the regular green peppers. And then my peas called Little Marble. So I have them inside under a grow light. There we go. I just wanted to share that with you, and I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. And as always, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what you're going through, always try to find joy in the journey. Have a blessed Sunday.